One fire.
Now, let me ask you this. If I'm an entrepreneur watching this, is there a book that you would recommend that I read? Was there a book that really turned it on for you? Are you a reader where you read a book and you go, this book showed me the light?
There's probably several classic books. I think Winning by Jack Welch is a great book.
You like that book?
Yeah.
I love that you like that book.
How can you not like that book?
I love that you like that book.
Old school, just get down and get her done.
I love that book. It makes me feel so great.
Yeah, I mean the art of war. I mean, I think that too many times in business we don't see that it's really war. We don't really see that it's about winning. And I think that those kind of motivational books of getting your mindset right it's...
So you recommend every entrepreneur watching this should read Winning by Jack Welch and The Art of War? Yes. I think it's by Sun Tzu.
It's amazing how many of the principles after 5,000 years, I mean, it's crazy. I could probably Google it real quick and tell you exact year that it was done, but it's like 1,300
Well, I heard
BC
you say little things like keep your enemies closer, and so I can pick up on that a little bit. Now, looking at your career now, though, you once you got the optometry clinics going and you were selling glasses and things are really taking off, when did you diversify into a second business?
Let's see. It was, I believe, about 2000. I'm not prepared to answer that to the thing.
Sometime in 2000.
Yeah, probably sometime
early 2000s.
Yeah.
What was that next business?
It was a sleep center, a diagnostic sleep center.
And then you went from that, and what was the next one?
An auto auction.
An auto auction?
I think the auto auction was technically before the sleep center. Yes, it was.
And I guess what I want to point out, though, is you had really a path from your college, when you and your wife, graduated there, to starting the first business. It was really 7 years until you found your stride and started your own thing.
Bingo.
And then from that point forward, it took 4 or 5 more years before you got the optometry clinic really going, and then we started buying other things, and now you have a big momentum to it.
Right.
But
and what happened was I said to myself, I've spent a lot of money in building a brand and building relationships in this community. So instead of going out and doing optical stores across the nation in communities that I don't have any of that goodwill, I'd rather do other businesses within this community. And so, I would get that show Shark Tank. I love it because that's my life. It's like almost every day people find out that you have that, that entrepreneurial DNA in you. And so they're coming to you always pitching these ideas. Hey, they either want you to fund it, they want you to be a partner in it, or they want you to just advise them, or just tell them what you think about it.
That's why I'm so passionate about you being on the Thrive team, because there's so many entrepreneurs out there that are watching right now that have always wanted to start a business, and they just don't know where to go to get this sort of advice. Right. And you're kind of like that Yoda of Tulsa. Where people are, where we're going to Dagobah, and we want to come meet with Yoda to hear how you do it. And a lot of people can't come here because
come
you have
come here, yeah.
But you have 3 kids and a great wife, and so you have to somewhat choose, who you can spend time with and how much time you can spend with them and all that. So I guess, and finally, when we look back at your life and your early career and kind of how you got from where you were to where you are to be. If you're talking to someone right now who's kind of in that phase of their life, let's say they're 30 though, and they've never really found their stride yet, what would be the advice you would give somebody who's 30, maybe they're out of college or they didn't go, but they're really struggling to find their stride, and they want to start a business, they believe they can, but they just don't know where to start. What kind of advice would you give them?
Get a job, save some money, delay your gratification, live below your means, continue to work on your idea. Don't fret about that you're not doing it. You'll do it when the timing is right, trust me. But build a war chest, do your homework, and then start the business. You'll start it small because you won't have a lot, and you'll let it grow naturally. When I started, I had 1 employee. Now I have over 200. It wouldn't have been very unhealthy for me to think, gosh, if I don't have 200 employees day one, I'm a failure. Yeah. So that's the thing about it, is that people understand that there's different steps. Cash is king. You've got to get some of that, because I promise you this: you can go knocking on every door out there and asking for people to give it, because you've got this great idea that that can't miss. And for the most part, they're going to look at you and say, no, thank you. So it's up to you to get the money. And the way you get the money is you work. Get out there and hustle. Get out there and get a job. live below your means, save some money, and then guess what? Then you can be in the driver's seat to kickstart that business.
Dr. Z, I appreciate your time, and I want to know, final question, would you prefer to be called Robert or Dr. Z?
I'll answer to both of them. And it depends on when you met me in my life. Right now, probably more people call me Dr. Z now than
What do you
Robert.
prefer?
I like it all. I introduce
really
myself as Robert. I often, but then I go, oh, Robert, and I go, you sound like that guy, Dr. Z. And I go,
I'm going to go with Dr. Z. I'm going to just stick with that. I appreciate you, Dr. Z.
All right, Clay.
Thanks a lot.
You bet, buddy.